All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Week 2, Game 1 show matches here for NA in the May season of Learning 5. Sorry, a bit of a slow start. My name's Niberia. I'm joined here by Sona, and these games are going to be between D-Boyz on the blue side and Henpecks on the red.
Yeah, and as the overlay says, I'm not actually Blaster Boy.
Oh, yeah. That is correct.
I did not get that promotion.
We just missed him so much that I credited him.
I'll be Brian. You're all banned.
Perfect.
Good. All right.
Production value. All right, we did it. So far, we have Zach and Syndra bans coming out, as well as Fiora and Lulu. Now, I want to add something here. We've seen this entire team on the blue side before here in Learnings 5s. Well, I don't know about Countertoll, but I remember all 4 from last session. So that's really exciting, personally. And that also means I know roughly what either team is going to ban. Especially against Wormy, because he played Fiora almost exclusively in the show matches last session and was banned out of Yasuo every game in last session. He likes to play fighters, so...
Yeah, and both teams did agree, no target bans, so everyone should be getting comfort picks unless it is taken by the enemy team. And all the bans are very standard bans. This patch has been definitely showing a lot of powerhouses, and some of those champions are through. Draven is still up, who's a very hard champion to play, and I don't think either of these ADCs really play him, as Ashe is picked up, so it's not going to be on the side of D-Boyz. But I don't think Jungle Milk really wants to play that, as he doesn't have much experience with it, but Draven is a super strong pick that is available.
All right,
and
now I'm
looks
gonna.
Like the UI isn't fitting the.
Don't worry about it. It's fixed. Damn it!
Okay,
He took the pick before I could call it. Damn it! Production values. They screwed me. Because I was gonna say I could predict the draft of both teams. I was gonna say Shaco because I love this jungler. Because he plays Shaco and Nunu. He is a man after my own heart.
Yeah. So the Shaco picked up. Now, it doesn't have too much synergy with the Jarvan, which, there is some synergy in that Shaco can, put boxes inside of the Cataclysm, as well as his clone is able to just keep on slapping away at people. And if they kill that clone, it'll explode on everyone. So there's some things to be had there, but kind of a little bit of a non-cohesive team composition so far.
Yeah.
And that doesn't look like too much of an issue, as there is a Morgana Ashe from the D-Boyz, and they're very immobile. So that Cataclysm, unless they have flash, they have no way out of it. The Black Shield isn't going to let you walk through walls. So
hopefully, we've seen
I've
dumber
seen
ways to
pretty
get
bad
out of it
spaghetti
before.
in my days.
If you're Hecarim and just have enough move speed, you could run out of it.
Oh,
Vayne
God.
could tumble out of it. Anivia could wall herself out of it. I saw that once.
That one requires some decent skill, though.
It does, and it's also hilarious. There's the Draven ban you were talking about.
Yeah.
This is a heavy CC comp coming out from DBZ here on the blue side. A little...
Yeah, and I see the Talon banned out. I'm a little confused by that. From Team Henpecks. Talon and Fizz, that's a little strange. Fizz is kind of okay as a ban. He's very obnoxious, and he can be an issue, but the Talon seems either like it's a target ban, which it was agreed there are no target bans.
Right.
Or it's a ban that I just think is kind of weird.
They probably just don't want to play against it.
Yeah, that could be true. I don't see why a team would really be having, so many issues with a very specific champion. So I think that ban could have gone towards something more standard, like the Orianna is still up. Now, I know that Feels Barban plays that, so I don't know if that's I don't know if they want to be called out for target banning, but it looks like he's actually going to one of his more fallback champions, or actually that belongs to Wormy, right?
Yep.
So that's a top lane Yasuo, and that means it's probably going to be controller on a jungle Malphite
Ooh, I love me some
with
jungle
a
Malphite.
Malzahar mid.
Good lord, this team
So
is
this
just
is
disgusting.
it's very obnoxious. I mean, and look at this. They have the Malphite Yasuo combo. Now, I would have liked if they rounded out with an Orianna, to be honest. Feels Bardman does play it, but Malzahar has definitely shown a very big resurgence in the mid lane with the recent changes. His play rate isn't super high, but his win rate is skyrocketing,
Yeah,
and people
and
that are
Bard,
picking him up are definitely
if you
making
look
it
up
work.
Feels Bardman on op.gg, his match history is just like Malzahar, 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 one other pick,
I'd
Malzahar,
believe it.
Malzahar. It's amazing.
Now Healing Milk does take the Soraka, so staying true to the name of healing. Jungle Milk not staying true to his name, obviously.
No, unfortunate. I was hoping for the Ivernady carry, but you know what? It was
But
banned.
yeah, with this team composition, there is the Hemoplague, the Cataclysm Hemoplague combination, or it could be Hemoplague into Cataclysm for the extra damage boost on that Cataclysm, will actually provide a lot of AoE damage, and that allows Shaco and Jin to finish off kills, which can potentially work out really well. Plus, the Soraka does have the Equinox, I believe is her E, so she can silence everyone in that Cataclysm. So there's a potential, there's a potentially really strong combination, but when you look at the Malphite Yasuo combo, you have to be equally, if not more, scared of that.
Yeah, and I mean
I mean,
the problem they're gonna have for Team Henpecks is that Jin and Soraka are so incredibly immobile, and both of them are fairly squishy. Soraka is worse off. She'll just get instantly blown up if she doesn't position perfectly. And I have one other thing to say about this team comp before I toss it off to you, because you know much more than I. If nobody on D-Boyz picks up Executioner's Calling or Morellonomicon, Milkshake Mac
against
is
a
going to
Vladimir
beat them to
Soraka?
death.
Yeah, they need an Executioners. Malzahar, Feels Bardman will probably pick up an Nomicon, but I definitely want to see at least one member take up the Executioners, because Feels Bardman can't reliably get it on everyone, and Soraka is going to be healing everyone. And Ashe has a much easier time just hitting people with a volley to provide that the anti-heal.
And then autos with
So
Runons if you go that build as well.
yeah, that's something else she can do. So she can definitely spread a lot of AoE grievous wounds with her kit. Yasuo could also as well, but I'd like to see it on the Ashe since she's more of a supportive carry in the first place.
Right.
And she can do a better job spreading that. So probably just 2 grievous wounds items would be enough. Now, if there is only one, and that person gets taken out, then you have a major problem. So
Yeah. And I mean, that's
it's
the
probably
problem.
good to get 2 to be safe.
I mean, the other problem is that Feels Bardman is a pretty safe carrier of your Grievous Wounds because of his passive that prevents CC and prevents damage for a brief time every, I think it's like 20 seconds at first, and then it goes down a little.
Yeah, but if you can't get them below half HP,
Right.
then Soraka can keep him topped off, Vladimir can keep himself topped off, then you got a bit of a problem.
Yeah, so that's definitely something that they need to look at and pay attention to going into the game. It's not like it's incredibly difficult to fit an Executioner's Calling into your build path. Would it be, just quickly, would it be okay to like rush it early on Ashe? Not rush, but
I would actually say
item?
yeah, it would be pretty good to have it in lane against the Soraka.
Right.
It definitely will help out. And it's because especially when Soraka wants to get her healing for herself, she's gonna walk up to hit those star calls, her Q. Yeah, that's the old name. I don't know if that's still the name of it.
It is, I believe.
Okay. All right. I'm correct. Yes. But when she walks up to get that, you can easily just throw a W, the volley, and then she'll be grievous wounded, so she can't heal as much from her healing, which will completely it won't completely neuter that pick, but the Soraka will be a lot less impactful, and will be a lot more heavily pressured and poked out.
Yep. Well, we'll be coming into game in a few seconds here, so we'll see you then. Enjoy the music in the meantime. Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to game one of a pause. So give us a second here. Looks like play is being continued, and that's great for us. We're going to have a great game here between D-Boyz, DBZ on the blue side, with iWormy in the top lane, Contol in the jungle, Feels Bardman in the mid lane, Wingnut 0220 on 80 carry, and Next Eminence on support, versus Team Henpecks with Infinite Rampage in the top lane, Uggle S in the jungle, Westlars in mid lane, Jungle Milk on 80 carry, and Healing Milk on support. Now, I'm excited for the Shaco pick because I'm a dirty Shaco one-trick whenever I play, which is not as often as I'd like it to be, but I really appreciate that UG is doing what has been the meta for Shaco for a pretty long time now, which is Ignite, Smite, and Thunderlords. The only variation that I've seen from high elo Shaco mains was briefly Fervor, when the clone also stacked it very quickly, and Storm Raiders, which is a little less common. So I'm just excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, I will be pulling up the keystones shortly to make sure everything else looks standard.
I think so. Warlord's Jhin,
Yeah.
pretty standard,
Yeah, the
I think.
Warlords is on Jhin, which is now what most Jhin players suggest. And I find it really good. I want to say that Ashe going for the longsword start is a bit ambitious, because the Doran shield is just so powerful at the moment. And she's definitely going to be taking some poke from that Jhin and Soraka. Soraka's going to be looking to throw some Qs out. Jin's going to be looking for those dancing grenades and just throwing some autos here and there.
Right.
So it's a little bit, it's a little disrespectful to go for the longsword start, but having that many potions will make it so his first time before back will not be that rough.
Yeah, and unfortunately I have to do my spiel that seems like I should make an infographic for this at this point, but we are going to have some minor skipping. That is not the stream lagging, that is a bug in the spectator client which causes us to desync. You just saw a pause right there, and basically we have to speed up to ensure that the casters are roughly synergized in terms of time stamps, because otherwise, ooh, Jungle Milk having a flash there, Binding going down onto Healing Milk getting pretty low, and this lane is looking pretty bad for the side of Henpecks now.
Yeah, in the opposite way of saying it, it looks pretty good for D-Boyz.
Exactly. Let's turn it into a positive. You're right. You got to find the silver lining.
It's good for them. Maybe it's bad for the other people. It's good for them.
Exactly.
So focus
something
on the
of
positive
note
stuff.
For Jarvan, though, is that he did take Grasp, which means he is almost certainly not going to go the one-shot lethality build, which makes me sad because I like seeing it.
And that's probably for the best, as his team does need a bit of a front line with the Shaco.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Probably better, actually. But Jarvan with a bruiser build can still dish out incredibly high amounts of damage. He will be picking up probably a Black Cleaver, maybe like a Dead Man's Plate for extra damage on that first hit.
Right.
There's other things he can also take. Now, this bot lane really needs to be careful, because if Healing Milk gets hit by a Dark Binding,
they're dead.
Their health is basically gone. I mean, like, that that Soraka is extremely squishy right now.
Yeah.
And with the Ignite on next Eximus, that is just so much kill pressure. I mean, look at Healing Milk's health right now. Not hitting those star calls means that Healing Milk is already at roughly around 100 HP right now.
Yeah, and those pools from Morgana do increase damage up to, I believe, 41 based on missing health. So Healing Milk is having a rough time right now.
Yeah, and next Eximus is definitely positioning, looking for blood. I mean, you saw...
Oh, great binding.
Oh, yeah, through the minions there.
Doesn't turn into anything other than a Thunderlord's proc, but you know what? Sometimes that's enough.
It looked good.
This wasn't one of those times, but sometimes it is. Volley not quite
Yeah.
gonna weave through the minions. Top lane lead already is looking great
Now,
for Infinite
in
Rampage.
top lane-
Oh no, a root going down on the next Eminence, having to flash out, but was exhausted. So flash heal traded for just exhaust on the side of Henpecks. This lane is no longer such a death sentence for them.
Yeah, next Xmas has been a little bit disrespectful of those Equinoxes. Really looking to get the kill onto Healing Milk, just disrespected and paid the price for it.
Mm-hmm.
All of their HP and their potions, as well as the Flash Summoner spell and their ADC's heal.
Yeah. Wormy is having a rough time in the top lane right now, and we're seeing an invade from UGLS, and it looks like Connor is going to catch him here. Is there going to be a fight here? Q coming down. Going to pop red buff. Deceive is off cooldown. I think he's trying to bait a kill here. Bach's going to be enough to slow him for now. He's going to have to deceive.
Chase down. That looks like that'll be that. But Infinite Rampage is now...
Hold on, Wormy's coming in. Infinite Rampage having to flash away. Seismic Shard might be enough. The flash from Wormy, the tornado coming in. Fervor is stacking for Wormy here. Infinite Rampage is getting low. The minions are going to help Wormy get to him, and he might be taken out, but no. The blade misses from Wormy, and it's enough for Infinite Rampage to get away.
Yeah, and Connor Toll did have had very little mana there because he used so much trying to chase down that Shaco. So only enough left for really one E when he used his last one.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, maybe he could have saved that for a Seismic Shard to try to get the slowdown, but that's an extra 20 mana he'd need to wait for, and that might have been too late, or too little too late.
Yeah.
So, really narrowly escaping Infinite Rampage.
It does give Wormy the experience lead, which is very important in this lane, because earlier in the game it was a 30 to 15 CS score in favor of Rampage.
But Infinite Rampage is getting all this XP right here, and actually has the CS lead again as he spirals up to what?
There wasn't enough pressure.
CS yet again. You gotta look at the minions that are in the lane currently.
Yeah, I was hoping that there would be enough pressure from the level 6 to mitigate some of that farm advantage, but unfortunately not.
Yeah, and I mean, across the board, it looks like Team Henpecks just have a lot more farm. As Shaco is up 300 gold right now, the Jarvan is up 300 gold. In the mid lane, the Vladimir is up around 250 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's definitely a very large lead already, and it's almost for the whole team. It's already around a 1,000 gold lead, as it's 8.9 to 10k. So,
yeah,
just based off of raw CSing skills and laning, Team Henpecks have gotten themselves a lead.
Well, I think something to consider, especially with the Shaco pick, I don't know how much the lead matters, and that sounds awful. Like, early game, it's going to matter a lot, because Shaco does a ton early game. But hold on, Wormy getting into fight with Rampage. Gonna ult in, and it looks like Infinite Rampage might go down here. Windwall coming out, and it's going to be first blood in favor of iWormy. Going to be a good gold swing for his team.
That helped equalize it out a lot. The gold lead is down to around 5k now.
0.5.
So this looks a lot better, and Wormy gets to deny all the CS under this tower, especially since Rampage does not have teleport. He cannot get back here anytime soon, so he loses all of that.
Yeah.
And that CS lead is going to even out a little bit. The experience lead is definitely going to be in favor of Wormy, though. And now, in gold, Wormy is actually a pretty solid margin ahead.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to watch this bot lane in a second here. Wingnut did just hit 6, and the opposing bot lane has not yet hit 6. Emin is hitting 6 as well. Might be able to engage here, but smartly it looks like Henpecks is backing off to avoid that.
Yeah, the bot lane of Henpecks doesn't have as much real strength in the lane as, I mean, if you really think about it, you can have an Ashe Enchanted Crystal Arrow into a Morgana Dark Binding into a Morgana Soul Shackles. So you get this CC combo of like 5 seconds at least. I mean, that's absolutely disgusting.
Yep.
Right? And it's basically guaranteed as long as the first thing hits.
Well, therein lies the issue for many a team I've played with. But hopefully that doesn't come to pass for Team Henpecks, because it would go very poorly very quickly. But in terms of the jungle matchup here, I feel like UG kind of got screwed. Just based on the Oh, looks like Wormy's going in on top lane again. Infinite Rampage getting taken down to like 1/8 of his health. Damn. Give me a second, guys. And UG is going to try ganking top. Nope. Going to think better of it. But, oh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming out, as well as Unstoppable Force from Khan. It's just going to be an instant kill right there. And they should rotate onto Dragon soon.
Yeah, Healing Milk being really low in HP there, also disrespecting. You need to immediately flash. You need to be, when you're playing against an Ashe, you need to be constantly on guard, ready to flash. And not flashing immediately means that you're gonna get stunned by that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, and then Connor Troll right there to follow up. Maybe a little bit overkill. I think next Eximus would have been just perfectly fine hitting the Dark Bind for the CC there,
right.
But it works out perfectly fine. They get a kill. I mean, you can't be too, upset as long as you're getting that kill. So,
yeah, and I'm hoping. I know I keep trying to harp on about this, but like late game scaling wise, Shaco's screwed. I think. Unless you have another opinion, because if he goes the full damage build...
He falls off pretty hard.
Yeah, he falls off hard, and look at what he has to deal with. Malzahar has a passive which protects him. Yasuo can probably kill him. Straight up. Like, I don't think he'll beat Yasuo. Oh, this is good. Using the early pressure of the level 6 to get Dragon on Shaco. But
yeah, and I mean... Yeah, you mentioned it. If you look at the team compositions... The Malphite Yasuo combo just basically destroys everything in its path.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you do have like a Jarvan who can combo sort of with the Vladimir. It's not really like some like crazy combo like the Malphite Yasuo. It's something, but Vladimir scales really well. Jarvan kind of scales okay. He's pretty good around the mid game. He doesn't really have like any point where he's like crazy strong.
Right.
He's pretty solid throughout the whole phase. Jhin scales pretty well. Soraka scales pretty well. But then you have the Shaco that just falls off dead, right? And if you look at the enemy side, Yasuo, crazy scaling. On par with the Vladimir, probably. Then you have Malphite, scales extremely well with health and resistances. Malzahar scales pretty well. Ashe, an AD carry, of course, scales well. Probably less so than other AD carries because of how, utilities focused she is instead of damage focused. But still going to be dealing crazy damage
she can
later.
still pump it out, though.
Yeah, and the Morgana, she doesn't really need to scale, but she's going to be useful throughout the whole game.
Absolutely, especially if she can afford... Oh, hold on. Combo coming out. Dark Binding into the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Jungle Milk getting hit up. Next Evidence using the chains there. Flash in from Wingnut trying to take out Healing Milk. And it looks like it's going to land another Dark Binding. They don't know Ugg is there, but the pool is going to take it out. Wingnut getting away from Ugg. Jeez, a 2 for none.
Snipes.
In a 3v2.
Call FaZe Clan, because I think they found their new snipers. Skill shot after skill shot in that bot lane.
Yeah, that was incredibly well played.
I think everyone saw it. I don't think I can really explain anything there. Just, they hit everything they needed to. They burned everything, but they come up with 2 kills. And they also forced all the summoners out of the opposing bot lane.
Oh, what is Ugg doing here?
It looks like he's trying to defend the turret.
No.
Possibly not
You're
successfully.
Shaco against Ashe Morgana. You die if they see you.
Yeah. And we see the Shaco is already losing a lot of his impact. I mean, he's not really able to counter jungle because, well, Connor Toll isn't really ganking that much.
Right.
So he doesn't really know where he needs to go into. So he needs to really be playing kind of vision focused right now. He needs to be finding out where the enemy jungler is. He needs to be trying to get ready to either counter gank or just get a really good gank off if his laners can somehow prepare that for him. But they really can't. I mean, the only lane that has any CC, like, that is reliable is the top lane, besides for the Jhin W, of course.
Right.
But it's kind of just a one snare against 2 people. I mean, there's some potential CC in the bot lane, but it's mostly just the top lane where he can gank.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to gank a Malzahar who has his passive? And
we
even
just
if he doesn't
saw
have
it.
his passive,
You throw a dagger, pop his passive, and then leave.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if he can repeat gank, maybe it's going to be useful. But if he can maybe get a counter gank, because Connor Toll is coming up right here. Although in the top lane, there's a lot of skirmishing too.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to gank a Vladimir. I don't really think Connor Toll should be doing anything here.
No,
Yeah.
without a silence, I don't think you really kill Vladimir in a gank.
I mean, well, there is the Nether Grasp, right? If he's
Right.
low already, you have the potential to 100 to 0 him with the Nether Grasp into any all your damage, right?
Oh,
But
Wormy
he's not
might be
low.
taken out here.
Oh.
Looks like he's going to use the last breath. Infinite Rampage is going to get
Rampage is
taken
out
out.
of
The
mana.
flash onto his face. Dear God.
Yeah, that flash might have been a little excess.
It was funny though. It was, this is my top lane.
Yeah,
Here, I
and
don't even
he
need
does
flash
establish
against
that.
you.
I mean, 2-0 now, 2 solo kills against Infinite Rampage.
Yeah, and you can
And
now
there's a
see why this
lot
was
of
banned against
leads
him.
on
So
the
many
outer
times.
lanes of D-Boyz. I mean, top lane winning, bot lane winning. Now it's just up to someone to get their influence from those side lanes and bring it to the mid lane and get Phil's Bardman ahead. Because
Yeah.
he's the only lane where they're even, really. If they can win that mid lane, then that's all lanes winning. Connor Toll doesn't have too much CS, but he does have, a team that has a lot of money. So as
Yeah.
long as he's just going to be a Malphite that can CC people, he's going to be good.
I mean, that's the thing about this composition that's so nice. I mean, especially into that Shaco pick and into, well, not as much into Jhin. Oh, hold on. Enchanted Crossalero going down onto Jhin. Next, Emin is using ultimate as well as Connor Toll using his ultimate. Jungle Milk going to be the first one to go down. Healing Milk is soon to follow with the Ignite. Uggles coming in, but I don't think this is a fight he wants to take. He's getting slowed up, but Wingnut is not going to be able to chase.
Yeah,
2 for none again.
Wormy came down and is shoving for this tower here, so it might be 2 towers falling, and that's pretty good because Dragon is up in a minute.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
can
flash
help him
in from
establish control
Weslars with the Hemo Plague and a teleport coming in from Infinite Rampage. The binding going down onto Uggles should be enough to save them. Next, Emin is having to flash out. Wingnut getting low. Weslars has the empowered Q. Not going to be enough to kill him just yet. Weslars going in. Wingnut getting the slow with the volley. And it looks like Connor is getting gone on by Infinite Rampage, but not enough to kill him either. They need to get out from under this tower as soon as possible. They are all too low to stay there.
Yeah, but it is pretty crazy how they all survived with a
Yeah.
sliver of HP. And the target prioritization just wasn't great there. It was spread across 3 people. They all live with a sliver of health. If they just took one person and just didn't deal damage to them and instead did that damage to the other 2, that would have been 2 kills there. And maybe at that point they could have chased down the last person.
Yeah.
So really kind of not prioritizing their targets as a team and just kind of like switching back and forth means that they're not going to get a single kill. Now, the one good thing that I could say that Team Henpecks can look for is Morgana is the one that has all the kills right now.
Yes.
I get
that's very true.
I mean, if you look at it, it's kind of a good thing for them, as you don't want that kill gold all going over to Ashe. And I do take a little issue with the Morgana's items. She went for the Frost Queen's Claim. Now, it's not a bad item for Morgana specifically because of the ghost allowing for her to catch up for the Q or the ulti, but Boots of Mobility should be enough movement speed to get her in there for that binding, and her team can set up CC for her Dark Shackle, or Soul Shackles, so she doesn't really need it, and Eye of the Watchers is so much more efficient,
Oh.
and it allows her to get straight towards those other items, and yeah, that Enchanted Crystal Arrow kind of whiffing, as well as some weird
Not as much
juice
of a
from
whiff
Uggles.
as Blast Plant hitting everyone out of the way exactly as he came up. I think it would have missed anyways, though. Oh, uh-oh. Curtain Call coming down onto Wingnut. Meanwhile, near the top lane, Uggles is just getting comboed to death. He tries to get out with a Deceive, but is not going to be anywhere near enough. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
And look how useless Shaco is now. You don't get if you don't get kills or a sizable summoner spell lead or CS lead in the jungle before 15 minutes on Shaco, you are done. Just period.
Yeah.
Especially if you go
Uggles
Thunderlords.
really needs to
Ooh.
scale up.
Milk
And
flashing out. Nether Grasp going
that's
down.
a
Are the
lot
little
of
puppies going to be
damage.
enough? Nope. Heal coming out. Wingnut flashing in to get the kill.
And escaping.
Yeah. Had to use, well, didn't have to use Summoner Heal, but did. Probably
Yeah,
for the best.
As we see Wormy getting some damage in on the top lane.
Yep,
Now,
but
I mean,
Weslars
look
is
at
going to
this-
try and gank.
The control right now. I mean, I was talking about... If you remember at the start of the game, there was a 1k gold lead for Team Henpecks just off of CS.
Mm-hmm.
And then kills happened.
Yeah, and it's now 9-0.
Yeah, and 7k gold lead for D-Boyz. I mean, this is...
It's
pretty
not going
one-sided.
great for Henpecks.
Yeah, and I mean, really, Weslars is the only one who hasn't died, and he's kind of just like, what do I do? They're all fed.
Yeah. Well, there's not a whole lot you can do. And I mean, you
yeah,
have
and
a jungler who essentially can't contribute because The nature of picking
off of his
Thunderlords
champion.
means you go squishy for Shaco, and you'll get blown up instantly, like we saw in that jungle engage where, you know, Yasuo and Malphite were like, let's just kill him. And he got blown up before he could do anything.
Yeah, and with all of these scaling champions getting their items so early, plus the pick potential from this team, with the Nether Grasp, with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, with the Dark Binds from Morgana, it looks like they're just going to be able to keep on getting further ahead. I mean, as long as there isn't any crazy misplays, there is a lot of safety in these champions, and they're all really strong.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, you don't even really have potential for... Oh, hold on. Weslar's getting hit up by the combo from Wormy, but Wormy's stuck here in a 1v3 and exhausted. Might be able to get a kill, but no. Jungle Milk going to get that third shot for the kill.
Yeah.
Little too confident.
Okay, well,
little too confident.
1v3 is a little ambitious. I mean,
just a teensy bit.
If it was 1v2, maybe, but yeah, that's how they get back in this game. I mean, Wormy really needs to just not take mistakes like that.
Yeah.
Like, or take
easier said than
overextensions
done,
like that,
but
because,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he really should just be farming up right now and coordinating with his team. They have teleports. They can easily, you know, set up a 1-3-1 split push, or they could just do like an 0-4-1 or something if they feel more comfortable with that. Whatever kind of variation, because they have that flexibility right now.
Oh boy, I don't know if that's the right combo, but Unstoppable Force and Nethergrass going out. See, they got the kill, but
This is the pick potential they have. I mean, even if the Enchanted Crystal Arrow doesn't hit, they still have the Nethergrasp. They still have the Dark Bind. And that Nethergrasp will always be hitting. So,
is that worth it though? The 4 ultimates just for the Jarvan? I mean, okay, if Wormy gets the kill here and they translate into Baron, which I think is what they should be doing, we're good.
The Shaco is up. I don't think they want that 50-50. It's just not worth risking it when they can just be taking towers like they are right now.
Right.
If they can get Uggles, then yes, 100%. Run at that Baron, melt it down, and then there you go.
I mean, that's part of what I was thinking, though, with the 4 ultimates committed onto the Jarvan. Like, if it were Shaco, sure. Because then you can take Baron. If you kill Jarvan, what do? You, I guess, eliminate the person to counter Wormy's split push, but you're not going to get a tower off that.
Yeah, and so they need to really be setting up their laners in places where they can pressure these side lanes. I mean, if they don't want to, they could just commit Phil's Bardman with his team, so they can just run like a 4-0-1 with everyone top lane with the Yasuo in the bot lane.
Right.
He has that teleport, so he can easily do it and rejoin his team if he needs to, but it looks like Iwormy is in the top lane himself. And is going for another 1v3, but this time it's a 1v4.
Oh, Jesus, a 3-man ultimate! Ugg is just gonna get blown up immediately. Triple kill so far for Wormy. Can he make more out of it? He doesn't have to. They can just rotate on whatever they want. Infinite Rampage. Coming in for more. Ooh, Wesler's flashing in with the Hemo Plague. Next Eminence is going down. But
a little bit disrespectful locking up so far. And Iwormy just pieced out. He was going straight to that Baron, as the rest of his team should have too, honestly. Good by Westlars to capitalize and get something out of that. But, I mean, that is a Baron that is going to be going over, unless there's some crazy steal from Rampage here.
No, it's just going to be stolen HP from him.
Okay.
We're good.
That's not a steal. That's more like gifting over another kill. And that's kind of an issue, because he just died when the enemy team got Baron. This allows the enemy team to kind of just set up wherever in the next 30 seconds.
Right.
His team was already all respawned. They could have potentially defended their jungle, you know, set up wards, maybe made a pick. Now there is no possibility of that. Did I just see Feels Bardman use his teleport to get to bot lane? It's a little bit of a subpar usage of teleport.
Well,
I mean,
pretty quick setup for the 1-3-1, and Weslars, I don't think, can win this fight.
Yeah, but if you're doing a 1-3-1, it's nice to have that teleport.
Oh, yeah, true. OGLS. Oh, Unstoppable Force coming out. Seismic Shard finishing him off. I feel for Ugg right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have built that. Oh, good flash. I don't think you should have
Yeah,
built that Trinity Force. You just don't build damage if you're that far behind.
what do you even build though? Rylai's to be useful? I mean, there's not much.
No, you'd build Titanic Iceborne,
Yeah,
essentially. You would
yeah.
just
I
become
think
like a
transitioning
slow
towards a
bot.
tank build, yeah, that would be good.
It's pretty bad compared to the damage build, but it's better
If you're
than the
so far
damage
behind,
build
I
when you're
agree
that far
that would
behind.
be good. Resident Shaco main coming in with the knowledge.
Yeah.
You can just be the color caster. It's okay.
I just stalked
Oh,
Shaco Mans.
Westlar is
Oh,
getting a lot of
Hemoplague
damage
coming
down.
out. Enchanted
Wait a
Crusadero
minute.
dodged by
He
the pool.
queued.
Oh,
queued
Nethergrass
controls.
coming down. Weslar is going to get taken out here, but Feels Bardman has been rooted. Redemption coming down to heal the two of them.
Yeah. So first of all, next Eximus didn't use his redemption. Or Eximus. Eminus. God, I couldn't even get that out. Next Eminus didn't use his redemption for his team when they were getting collapsed on by that Vladimir.
Right.
But really, Westlars could have easily killed Wingnut there if he used the Empower Q on him instead of Connor Toll, who would obviously live through it. And I feel like that's a pretty big misplay. I mean, you could have shut down that Ashe, got some gold for your team,
Oh,
and possibly had a win condition in the Vladimir as Wormy gets CC'd up.
I like how he gets snared
Yeah.
and silenced and rooted, and nobody goes near him. Because
Yeah,
they've seen what happens
how
even when
strong
you
he is.
3v1 him, he gets a triple kill with his ultimate.
Yeah. And, I mean, there was a few misplays here where Team Henpecks could have, maybe squeaked their way back into this game. And they have not been taking them. I mean, they have 2 kills, but that's not nearly enough to match the 17
Yeah, no.
and 1.3 thousand gold, or 13,000 gold lead. Not 1.3. 13,000 gold lead.
It's a little bit.
From D-Boyz.
Just a tiny gold lead, you know?
Yeah. And I want to point out that Jungle Milk still has... Oh, that can wait.
Oh, but Wormy just dashing around this fight. Weslar is getting chunked out entirely by like 2 autos. Oh, the last breath onto 2. Agales getting taken out. Tries to clone himself away, but not getting the iframes. Oh, man.
Yeah. And this game looks a bit rough now.
It
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it has been for a while, because you think about the ways you can win a game. Objective control. Shaco hasn't been controlling. There's Cataclysm onto 4, which is pretty good, but there's no one to follow up. Enchanted Crusadero is missing. Healing Milk is going down. Jungle Milk shortly to follow from the crits. Wingnut killing the tower before it kills him. It's over. It is so over.
And that's an FF coming out.
That's an FF. All right.
We don't see that too often.
I don't think I've actually ever seen it yet. It is appropriate, though, to be fair.
Yeah, they know they lost at that point.
Yeah.
But that really shows, like, their mental state right now must be pretty rough. I mean, 22-2 with, look at that goal difference, 52,000 to 37,000.
It's a little bit much.
Game.
It's like 16K.
Yeah, they've got to be feeling just kind of like winded right now. I mean, you're just getting punched and punched again and again. And hopefully they can reevaluate what happened there, because I mean, the Shaco pick obviously didn't come up big, right? There was not enough pressure from that early on.
I think the problem was taking it first rotation. Well,
Yeah,
okay, let me rephrase.
Like,
the biggest
you showed
problem.
your all in early on,
Yeah.
and then the enemy team just picks some scaling stuff. They don't even have to fully commit to scaling. They just take some stuff early, some stuff mid, and then they just grab that late game, and then boom, they win eventually. They just wait and win.
Yeah, because Shaco, even no matter how far ahead you get on Shaco, if your teammates get outscaled, you lose. Because
Yeah,
you
and
can't
also-
single-handedly win a team fight. It's not a very easy pentakill champion. I've gotten one. Was very proud of it.
Yeah.
But I was playing against potatoes. So it's not like a solo carry, but it is a very good enabler, like Nunu, which I think Agales might try next game in lieu of this Shaco pick. So we'll hopefully see a change in the draft here, because this composition clearly not working for them this game. So we'll be back in about, I'd say, 5 to 10 minutes after the teams, recover a little bit and talk about strategy, and we'll be back in a pick ban. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Champion Select for Game 2 between Team Henpecks and Team D-Boyz. Had a great Game 1. Henpecks. Henpecks got kind of shafted, but you know what? It was great to see complete dominance, because that's a skill too.
Yeah. I mean,
oh no.
We don't like to see that.
No, we really don't. There was a client crash. We'll just...
Do you want to cover last game, or do you want to go?
Yeah, let's just cover last game more. I feel like that'll at least entertain the viewers.
Yeah.
What do you think was the biggest problem outside of Champion Select? Because we covered inside of Champion Select a bit.
Yeah.
There was no synergy, and Shaco early rounds, bad idea.
Yeah, and some other things. So itemization was a little bit weird, as Jhin never upgraded his boots, and Jhin kind of thrives on kiting people around, you know, auto, run away. And Soraka didn't have any boots at all.
Generally not recommended.
Yeah, as Soraka really needs to be kiting people around, using her star call to just get movement speed to run away. Having the boots helps a lot. And especially against a Malphite, you know, you can't let him just have so much more movement speed than you, or else he's just going to run up to you, ult your butt. Excuse me. A little vulgar.
Oh, dear.
Ult your hooves.
He said butt.
Ult your hooves, since, you know, Soraka is half goat.
True.
Yeah, and then you get smashed.
Yeah, that was kind of the story of the game, was just getting smashed. And I feel like part of the responsibility is on UG's pathing, not necessarily the champion pick. And here's why. When you're on Shaco, you have great early game ganks. With the box, and the slows, and the backstabs, and the shivs, it's just beautiful. Unless you don't gank the very hard scaling Yasuo. To be fair, he was losing for a bit. And then he stopped losing, but there was like no pressure put on him. And yes, he can get out if you're not managing your minion waves carefully. But on the other hand, if you don't put any pressure on him, we see what happens last game. He ended 10-1, which is really rough. Like, that's just, you don't want that to happen, especially with someone who carries as hard as Yasuo can. So I think hopefully this game will see some more reactive pathing.
Yeah, and we are back into the game as the sounds of the lobby ring aloud. I don't know if you have client sound enabled for the stream.
I don't.
Well, for me it was ringing pretty loud.
Yeah, if you want to have it ring similarly, just open like a VOD of Champ Select that someone else recorded, and you know you'll get the full experience. Malzahar ban coming out makes sense.
Yeah, that was a lot of the guaranteed picks that they had. You know, there were some picks of the Enchanted Crystal Arrows or Dark Binds, but the Malzahar was the guaranteed, you know, you cannot get, sorry, I'm just kind of, I'm looking at that Fizzban and I just can't.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
I don't know. I don't like that.
Yasuo ban makes sense.
And there's a lot of power picks up right now. Lulu's up, Karma's up, what else?
Next 7 is big up. Karma player. Aatrox is up. We forgot about that power pick.
Yeah.
They're screwed now.
Don't think that's going to be locked in.
I want to see Aatrox do well.
I don't want to see it first picked.
No. I don't want to see it picked at all. I just want it to do well in a game somewhere at some point.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too keen on seeing Aatrox. As Lucian was the first pick taken, I don't know if he's such a high priority. I mean, Caitlyn's up as well, so and that might be a mid Lucian.
Remember, he's a flex pick for 3 roles now.
God,
Thank you, Shie, Faker, Huni, and everyone else who started this horrible trend.
Next, we're gonna see the Lucian jungle and then support.
My friend tried it. It was not very good. Although I tried Lucian support back in the old days. You went Black Cleaver, Frozen, or it actually was tried when I was 80 carrying for it, and it stomped. It was Targon's Brace into Frozen Mallet, Black Cleaver, and you just shredded and slowed. And it was amazing. So maybe we'll see that.
Fled Xin Zhao. I don't think that's too bad, as that allows Xin Zhao to just run at people and then save his E until after they flash. So
Yeah.
that's possibly a really strong combo.
This is intentional, I believe, because they've been practicing those two picks more than any other. Those two players. Because Connor's entire match history, basically, Shin. And Wormy's entire match history, Kled.
Yeah, so we see Uggles take the Nunu here, just kind of like throwing the Shaco, like, yeah, no, we're not going to pull that for a game 2.
Yeah.
And now you have to really wonder, so they have 2 tanks already, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of damage dealers are they going to bring to this composition? As if they only have, some like Orianna mid lane, she's not super high damage, right?
Right.
You don't have, okay, that could actually be really good here, potentially, honestly. There's no real diver, but I'm not against an Orianna here. As long as there's some potential damage in the top lane. Now, they did hover Kennen for a second, which is another flex pick. Maybe it's Lucian top, and maybe they were considering Kennen ADC. I don't know.
Oh, God, no.
But I would like a Kennen here, because, I mean,
And
you could
Syndra
have
support.
Kennen, Orianna, and then Leona. And you could use the Kennen, who doesn't really like to go all in, but you could definitely use him as, like, a makeshift ball carrier with his E. I don't know what it's called. He just runs like Pikachu.
And we'll just call it Pikachu. It's fine.
All right. He uses his Pikachu.
He uses Vault Tackle, and then everything's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think Lucian's a very good AD carry to make use of Blood Boil.
Yeah,
He's okay.
Caitlyn is up.
Caitlyn's up.
Wait, hold on a second. They banned Xayah when Lucian was already picked. So
Maybe they just didn't want to play against... They were thinking probably what we were thinking. This has been played in 3 positions in the past month.
Yeah, but... Are you really...
Should you base your pick ban around that? No, but Xayah is like a solid ban.
Yeah, she's very strong, so I can't completely fault that. Shen is taken up.
They don't have any damage.
Another tank. 3 tanks already.
They have 0 damage.
And
okay.
That's
Okay, now they have 0 damage that isn't physical.
Yeah. So this game needs to end early, and they need to make sure that they are not behind at any point, or else armor will be stacked from D-Boyz, and Orianna coming out.
Oh, this is nasty.
Orianna. Okay, look at this. Think about this. Ball on Kled. He ulties up. They can all run behind him, so the Orianna stays in ball range. He gets into their team. Or you can put it on the Xin Zhao too. He can run into their team and use his E for guaranteed even deeper, right? You get the Orianna, you get a big shockwave, and then you get Twitch just spraying praying everyone.
Yep, and Morgana can come in with her
to
ult.
execute. You just run at them, right? That's it. You just run at them, and then Ori ult, Twitch ult, dead. I mean, look at how much more cohesive that team composition is.
Yeah.
I really think the draft from D-Boyz, again, comes up much larger than Henpecks. Now, they do have some comfort picks here, but
not entirely, which is why it's confusing.
yeah, and with the Leona into the Morgana, that's a horrible matchup for Leona. It's one of the worst. Morgana can black shield, the target that Leo goes on, and just stop someone from getting CC'd from all her stuff. They have no way to break that Morgana black shield, by the way. There's Nunu.
What are you talking about, man? They can chuck a snowball at it and proc Leona passive. All right, that's a whole 40 damage.
If they have both their 2 somewhat magic damage dealing tanks focusing on them, maybe they can break that black shield. But basically, anyone who gets that black shield will not be CC'd for the duration of that whole shield, which is really crazy if you think about it. Because if you're against an AP damage dealer, they can just pop that shield and then CC your butt. Orianna, she just QWs and then she can ult you. You still get CC'd. But that GP can't break that shield. That Shen can just not taunt whoever gets that shield. It's
a little unfortunate.
Yeah, and I really D-Boyz just won this draft again completely, in my opinion.
How does let's
rephrase
the
I don't know if
draft
their
a
bans
little.
were great, but yeah.
How does Henpecks not lose this game?
They need to get an early lead, and I mean,
What does the early lead do? All right, like
they
Lucian,
get the
good mid game
GP needs to
spike.
smash everything in his path. Westlars, he did good last game. He was the
That's
one
true.
little. I mean, he had some misplays where he could have done like different things, like he missed out a kill on Ashe and stuff. But Westlars is literally the only chance this team has. I mean, Jungle Milk maybe, but I think it's really all on Westlars getting very fed on that gangplank. And he needs to be crazy fed. I mean, to the point where he is 1v5ing. And I don't really see that happening too likely.
Probably
It's
not.
possible that he wins, but he needs to win by a landslide, and he needs to carry this team.
Yeah, and I don't know, because Nunu doesn't do a whole lot when ahead. Oh boy, he snowballs slightly harder. His new passive makes it a little scarier, like if he hits 11, or if he hits 6 really quick. That can be spooky if he sets it up really well, but that's like a super niche case. Gangplank,
Yeah.
scary after a few items. Lucian, scary if he gets ahead. Leona, not scary with a Morgana. Shen, I wouldn't be afraid of it.
Not really scary with a Morgana.
Yeah, Morgana just like
And I mean-
completely nullifies 3 of these picks.
Yeah, and the one thing that is good about the team composition is the Shen does have the Spirit's Refuge, so the Twitch, the Kled, and the Xin Zhao are not able to get off the majority of their damage whenever that is protecting someone.
Right.
So there's 3 auto attackers, and then Shen has something that blocks auto attacks. That's the one decent thing about that team comp, really. I
then they can
really
just
would have
move
liked to
around
see
it.
an AP mid laner instead of Westlars picking the GP. And honestly, I don't think Uggles needed to priority pick the Nunu. I mean, I don't think they would have banned it out unless like because of the agreement on no target bans.
Right.
So I really think that they should have just picked up that Vladimir because Westlars did so good on it game 1.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this goes in a few seconds. And I think Vladimir was the last ban, actually, for D-Boyz.
Yeah, he was banned second rotation, so he could have been picked in the first.
So they could have picked it. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see if the draft is as doom and gloom as we've been thinking in about 30 seconds. All right, everybody, welcome to Game 2 of the match between D-Boyz and Team Henpecks here in Week 2 of the Learning 5's May 2017 season. I'm Niberia. I'm still joined here by Kirsona. Don't worry, man.
Jungle Milk undid his purchase of a Doran's Blade, and he builds a Doran Shield.
Oh, man. The next level.
Praise be.
The casting getting through to him.
I'm so happy. I'm sorry. You can go through the intro.
It's fine. They already know who everyone is. They already know that the red side is Team DBZ, D-Boyz, and the blue side is Team Henpecks. This is all they need to know. They already know all the players because they just saw the multiple minute struggle because I didn't catch the game timer at the end. You know? They're good. They're caught up.
It was a 27-minute defeat.
All right, there we go. They saw the 27-minute struggle, and then they experienced the 10-minute struggle of redoing the lobby. But now we're going to experience the X-minute struggle of the final game of this show match. It's going to be hype, hopefully.
Yeah.
I was playing what was hopefully appropriate music, by which I mean my playlist auto-moved to the Kled theme as we were coming into game. I think that was... It was very nice.
Great.
It was a nice touch. Completely accidental on my part, but I'll take responsibility.
Yeah. So and part of the reason I was so excited about this Doran Shield, as we get past the intro for once, against Twitch, the poison will refresh that Doran shield, and we gotta pause, of course.
No. Am I
But,
gonna have to do
I'll
more
keep
MS
going.
Paint pause things?
Oh god.
I'm totally down, but I really hope not.
Yeah, it looks like there's gonna be a pause for a little while, but this Doran shield against the Twitch and Morgana will be using that her W, the Tormented Soil, to poke the Lucian out a bit, and Twitch has the poison on his Deadly Venom, his passive. So those are dots that will refresh the ticking on Doran shield, which means he'll get even more healing from it. So that's actually really good for this Lucian. It is so good into that lane, especially since he has a melee support who provides not as much pressure. This will make him have a much easier lane.
Right. Hoping to see.
And yeah, Doran shield is busted right now. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping that that'll result in a more even bot lane matchup, because last time it was just kind of like, oh boy, Soraka's gonna die because very squishy, and as you rightly pointed out, no boots. Binding going a little bit wide, Jungle Milk going really aggressive, getting ignited, heal coming out on to try and save next Eminence. First Blood going down, Jungle Milk gets taken out, and Wingnut's still alive. Even though the First Blood went in favor of Team Henpecks, I'm going to say this might actually end up being advantage D-Boyz, because you now get free CS, and Lucian isn't there.
Yeah. There was quite a few misplays during that fight. Healing Milk used Exhaust when Jungle Milk was one auto away from dying, and Jungle Milk saved heal until after they were ignited by next Eminence. So a lot of some misplay summoners from the side of Henpecks, but they did play the rest of the fight okay. So they did pick up the kill on next Eminence. I can't get that right. I'm gonna be stuck on that all night. But yeah, the Twitch picks up the kill, and the Leona takes the other kill. So that's not where they want the gold. Lucian was forced out of lane, so he missed even more XP. And
Connor going in with a flash, little aggressive.
Yeah. Probably should have saved that flash for a repeat gank.
Yeah.
But Westlars is forced out. Is forced to flash, and he is very low. So overall, looking like the early game is in favor of D-Boyz again. Well, actually, last game it was in favor of Henpecks, and we saw how that turned out.
Yeah.
So now it's in favor of D-Boyz, and they're pretty scary.
A little bit. It looks like UGLS is getting another early CS lead, which seems to be his jungle speciality. Looks like he went for a full clear of his own jungle. I know he didn't get the Scuttle Crab, because I saw Connor get it. So, just a full blue side clear. Not really doing anything with it, was trying to gank bot lane, but I believe was pinged out.
Yeah, I want to say that Connor Toll is actually doing pretty decent on Vision this game. He was helping ward around the mid lane, took the Scuttle Crab too, and really just trying to make sure that this Nunu isn't able to counter jungle him, and make sure that he can just scale up on the Xin Zhao. And would you rather have a fed Nunu or a fed Xin Zhao?
I'm gonna say Xin.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how fed.
Maybe there's gonna be a fed Shen though.
Not looking like it. Wormy, no, back off, buddy. No, run. Oh, Connor's
He's about
there.
to mount up though.
Oh, the baits. Connor going in with the E, gonna get the knockup. Wormy trying to come in and get it, but flash burned by Infinite to save his life. He's gonna TP back in almost immediately, and then he'll hit 6 shortly thereafter. So I guess not a huge loss in terms of map mobility, but certainly a loss in lane pressure.
Yeah, and if Wormy hits Rampage once or gets another minion, then he will mount up on Skarl, and then he can just stay in lane pretty freely, and there it is.
And as we see Rampage having to back there.
Looks like it will be cancelled, actually. But now if Wormy gets 6, he can actually use his ultimate, which is pretty important, as he almost has that charge ready.
Yeah. Oh, he looks like he's about 1 minion away, too. Yep, there it is.
If he had it there, he maybe could have went for the kill. Although Spirit's Refuge is up, I believe. Probably would have been really risky.
Yeah, not not really worth it. Maybe he can look
Now,
for a
if
roam.
Rampage wastes his Spirit Refuge, then he could get run over.
Yeah, but Rampage is getting a lot of sustain right now, so I don't know. I always get nervous when I see top laners staying with such little health, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And it looks like, again, Team Henpecks going for the early dragon. It gets taken by Nunu, but UGLS is going to get taken out here. But before that, Healing Milk's going to go down. UG trying to consume the Scuttle Crab. Not going to kill it. Wingnut going to get taken out here. He got the stealth. And the root coming down onto Shen to save him. Connor Toll chasing down onto Weslars. The ultimate coming out from iWormy. And Weslars is not going to be able to escape. Bear Trap on a rope, taking the kill. Next Eminus and Wingnut gonna try and take out Infinite Rampage. Infinite Rampage gets the taunt, but similarly the Dark Binding goes down and Wingnut able to stay alive thanks to his bloodthirsty support.
Yeah, that was... Wingnut gave me a little bit of anxiety there.
I'd say he gave me a lot of it. If that had gone on much longer, I would have needed his
one auto away when he escaped the first time. He was like, I'm gonna dance with death again.
Yeah, he was like, I wasn't scared enough. I'm going to go back in.
Some maybe somewhat suicidal tendencies. Probably need to watch out for him a little bit.
Little did we know, his Twitch isn't a rat, it's a lemming.
Do lemmings have suicidal tendencies? I don't.
Oh, come on, you don't know the lemmings running off a cliff?
No.
I mean, it's not true, but it's an urban legend. Blast Plant. The worst. But now we can take red.
I like Blast Plant. It saved me a bunch more times.
Oh yeah, it's super fun on Shaco because you can just do really stupid jukes with it. On anything with mobility, Blast Plant is just so annoying for your enemy.
Not
team.
even just that. If you don't have mobility, it actually gives you mobility.
Yeah.
So it kind of helps
just so
everyone.
nice.
People were complaining about it as a gimmick first, and honestly, like, no one really like dislikes it after they came out. But some people are like, they're indifferent about it.
Yeah,
I tend to enjoy them because it, creates some like funky outplays as well as some more potential steals on objectives. So
well, that's the thing.
Blast Plants.
I don't mean to get on my game design horse here. Pop up on my soapbox, but there's not a whole lot going on in the game. I think adding something when you say, but why did it need to be added? I don't hate it, but why is it there? It's there to add choices.
Yeah, and it adds some variety. Like, should you pop this Blast Plant, or do you think you're going to need it later? Do you think that, like, you want to use this to get over this wall a little bit faster, or do you want to save it for maybe a potential steal if you think the enemies are going to take that objective?
Yeah.
So it adds a little more depth. It's just it's a very minor objective, but it is another objective, and it adds for some much smaller, like, strategic play, as this is not small strategic play. This is
Bloodbath. Healing Milk going to be the first one to go down. Exhaust going down on the Wingnut, but far too late again. That was just Jungle Milk not being cognizant of Twitch's camouflage ability right there. That was all that was, because he saw Nex Eminus, quote, alone, and just dashed straight at him. And then Wingnut was sitting in the bush.
Again, look at this.
Oh, yeah, once again, Jungle Milk going to take a huge chunk of damage here. Probably not going to die.
The expunge?
Oh, the fancy E-Flash coming out.
I don't think the flash was needed.
No, but it was cool.
It looked good, yeah.
It's just the law of coolness.
And yeah, Wingnut is fed now, and we said that Henpecks needed an early lead. This is not an early lead.
No. Generally being down 2.5k, not considered a lead.
Yeah, and I think that... I mean...
Oh. When your top laner can safely invade the enemy jungler, you're pretty behind. I don't know why it's taking Infinite Rampage so long to respond to that. Stand United coming out, Gangplank ultimate as well. Blast Plant might be able to save them. Connor Toll getting the knock up there, and then the Blast Plant. Oh, that was great. One-man Shockwave on the Westlars forcing the flash, and that was...
yeah,
that was great.
I think this game is... it's not completely over, but... D-Boyz are in a very cozy position right now.
That they are.
Realistically, they should not be losing this game as long as they are not making stupid misplays.
No, if your Twitch is 4-0-2 with a CS lead at 11 minutes, you're probably winning the game.
Yeah. Oh, I Wormy.
Oh, man.
Infinite Rampage actually probably could have went for that there, as it takes like a fraction of a second to mount up on Scarl.
I just like the BM of laugh spamming while waiting to get the auto. That's just... It shouldn't have worked, but it did. Uh-oh. Wormy getting the bear trap on a rope. Spirit's Refuge coming out from Infinite Rampage. Scarl might be forced to dismount here from Wormy, but then Wormy has the knockback ability with the pistol, and we see it there. Infinite Rampage having to flash out again. That flash is constantly on cooldown.
Wormy is dismounted, so he cannot use that charge. But I'm not gonna scream. It's what? It's like 10:30 p.m. Not. It's too late for that.
We're very subdued here.
There are neighbors. All right.
Ah, yes, the charge. Yes.
The charge.
Charge.
Enthusiastic casting, if I may say so.
Enthusiasm. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're kind of saying random things right now because there's nothing to really talk about that hasn't been touched on. Like D-Boyz are just crushing right now. There's not a whole lot strategically that they need to shore up, except there was something in that last fight that struck me as really odd, and I don't remember what it was, which is frustrating.
Yeah, and I mean, Henpecks, you're gonna... Okay, so people would probably be thinking, like, well, how do they win this game? They don't.
Yeah, no.
I mean, what they can do at this point is they can try to make sure they have adequate vision and look for picks. That's really all they can do. They have to play off of misplays. There's no way they can really do anything proactively, which is not at all what you want to do. They really just need D-Boyz to mess up, but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening.
Yeah. Bear trap on a rope, gonna catch.
I mean, look at this.
Dark Binding going down.
Oh, okay, now this is actually something proactive. It looks like there's a little gank from you. No, they needed to counter engage.
Spray and Pray was popped, I believe. No, I lied. My bad.
It was used before.
Infinite Rampage using the Spirit's Refuge. Oh, Connor's coming in for a gank. Healing Milk is... Oh, nice flash. It's like, very well timed. I was going to say frame perfect, but I think that's a lie.
Yeah, well...
oh, boy. This is just nasty. Oh, Exhaust having to be used on the support. That doesn't feel good. Oh, Wingnut getting too aggressive. Getting smited for the kill.
That's a misplay.
Yeah, that's how they get back into the game.
4 kill Twitch shutdown gold. This is how you throw a lead.
We're seeing a lesson in real time.
There it is. Rampage does not have the Spirit's Refuge for another 10 seconds, and it was used short. No. Wormy knows.
He knows. Everyone just saw that. That's fine. The one thing I want to comment on, though, just as a general trend for this Learning 5's session thus far, I know we're only a week in, and this is the beginning of the second week, but bear with me. Nobody's taking Rift Herald, or even trying for it. D-Boyz are easily able to take it right now.
Well, no, there have been some teams that have taken it.
Did I miss the only Rift Herald take?
There was last week. There was I can't remember which team. There was one team that did go for the Rift Herald, and Connor told here, smiting it away. Oh, that's gotta sting.
Oh, that just feels awful. Oh, as does that. Westlar's getting tower dove by a Twitch. Oh, jeez.
All right, now there's a little kind of unspoken rule that casters, don't really read the chat or mention it, but Kled iWormy was saying something about what happened, and Uggles was typing while the invade happened, while he was doing his red buff.
That's amazing.
So that's the next level outplays through chat.
Baiting them with chat, I like it. Yeah. Oh boy, Jungle Milk's getting taken out. Stand United was not enough to save him there. It was enough to stall and get the kill on next Eminus though, so pretty good there. Shockwave isn't up. Feels Barman just trying to zone with, I guess, the command dissonance. 1 for 1 is a win for Henpecks.
Definitely. I mean, they need to scrap every little thing they can right here and just break this lead. But when the Twitch is almost 2,000 gold up over the Lucian,
it's generally not
going to need to be
going.
a lot of little scraps that you need to gather together.
Yeah, more than a little. Phantom barreling for like 200 damage. It's just so funny to see. It's not like a bad play. It's just kind of a waste of barrels at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
yeah,
I mean,
you
he
executed
does
the
have
combo
cold,
well,
so
and it
once
was.
he gets that, this is just. I mean, every single lane has a 1k gold lead besides the jungle.
Yeah. Oh, that was what I was talking about. So next Eminus on these ganks from Wingnut is way too obvious. Way too obvious. You do want to position up in order to be able to land those bindings, yes. But you don't want to just run at them blindly.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, speaking of blind, rushing Frost Queen's claim and then going for Zanya's without Sightstone on Morgana.
Oh boy. This is how you throw, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you need to keep vision maintained, and Wormy also gifting over the Gromp. Nice little gift to Uggles.
Yeah, this is going poorly very quickly actually.
I mean, it's not a very large throw, but there's little things going over to Henpecks, so.
Right, but if it's constantly little things, eventually it's going to add up to a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to say, I really don't like that Morgana build. I think Morgana should just be building more like a traditional support. Because you don't need to make crazy outplays. You just get Redemption, you get Locket,
Yeah.
your team builds armor, and you win. Like, that. There you go.
I'm biased. I super loved building Hourglass Morgana. Not worth it. Like, what is it even doing for... Wait. She doesn't have Storm Raiders, does she? Why does she get the move speed buff? Is that a new part of Frost Queens?
That's the quest from the Spell Thieves line.
Ah, got it.
When you're at full, when you get 650 gold acquired from that item, you will get movement speed whenever you get a spell proc.
Okay, that's neat.
Which it is really good on Morgana. It allows her to like hit a Dark Bind and then run up for the Soul Shackles, or she can just kite away with Dark Binds or her Torrenting Soil.
So how long
I
until
think
mid
it's
lane
really
mages
good for
start
her.
taking it?
I mean, it hasn't been done yet, so I don't think it will be done. I think that supports are mage supports though. It really helps them out. It helps out Karma a lot because of Karma's W and her shield
Right.
and the way that works.
There we go. They heard my prayers for a Rift Herald take.
Yeah, and 19 minutes, cutting it a bit close with that, but
Oh man, I'm just so glad they didn't start it at like 1930 and then it despawned just before they killed it, because I've had that happen.
yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's a feels bad. You're doing the Rift Herald and Baron just eats it up. He's
Yeah.
just sitting there all smug like.
So Kled has the Rift Herald. It's important to note who has it. So maybe
Yeah,
they'll
so
go
we need
for
to
like.
watch where he goes.
It looks like they're
he's in it
going
for the
bot.
last outer turret in the bot lane, and he's grouping up with his team. So they're gonna just kind of plop it down, push for that tower as 5, which is not bad at all. Although 2 members are still in base, so if they really want to do that, they should be just dumping all their members there. Feels Bard using the teleport to get to lane again. Now there's a giant wave waiting this time, so it's not, uncalled for.
Right, and hopefully you would end up. Well, I was thinking that there would be an ult down to engage for this tower take,
Wormy
but
in the bot lane, and there is Rift Herald.
guess they're going for Rift Herald first. Also a fine plan.
Yeah, this tower is gonna get smashed.
Uh-oh. Engage onto Wormy, but Wormy has Black Shield, so it looks like Westlar's almost going to die. Stand United coming out. Connor Troll having to run away. A Flash Taunt into 2, but Wingnut is incredibly fed here. Flash healing out, and Spray and Pray is coming out. Connor Troll ulting everyone away. Healing Milk getting low. Wingnut doesn't have quite enough damage to rip
The
through
command
these
shockwave
tanks.
hit nobody.
Wormy getting a kill there in the backline. Jungle Milk looks like he's going to follow, but passive being procced by Wormy. He no longer has Scarl. Uggles using the ultimate to try and kill them beforehand, but not going to come out with enough damage. So
Yeah,
4
the
for none.
shockwave from Orianna hit no one though, and they still win so decisively.
Yeah. Should Wingnut have gotten Bork? Or is it just a matter of he doesn't have his eye edge yet, so it looks like he does nothing?
Bork did get nerfed a little bit, and people knee-jerk just stopped going for it because they're like, oh, it's garbage now.
Well, he's against
But
3
it was
tanks.
just 3% lifesteal. It still has 12% lifesteal, it's still a good item, and against the amount of tankiness that he's against, I would probably suggest every single time you should buy it. Unfortunately, my statistics are not pulling up builds right now from competitive players, so I can't see what pros are building on it. But I'd probably say Bork would be a pretty good pickup here. I mean, he could still definitely pick it up now.
Yeah, because I feel like against
crit
three
builds are normally better
health-stacking
against
tanks.
squishies, and Bork builds are normally much better against tanks. That's just like a general rule. But I mean, I guess they're all squishy since this is, they're not really getting their items yet, so it's not horrible.
Yeah, maybe they're thinking that Connor's picking up a Bork, and with Wormy's armor shred, it's enough that Wingnut can just go full AD.
Wingnut's really far forward. Next, Eminus is nowhere nearby. If he walks up again, he's gonna get blasted.
Yeah. Phantom Barrel Chain missing.
Yeah, Healing Milk definitely was looking for that Solar Flare, but just barely out of the range that for the follow-up with the Zenith Blade. So gonna just leave it there.
Oh boy. Wormy doesn't know that there's 4 people here. Getting a little bit of damage down. Solar Flare coming out. Next, Eminus had the Black Shield, but gonna get taken out regardless. Wormy losing Scarl, but a ton of AoE damage coming out. Spray and Pray and Shockwave were used there. It's a 4-for-1. They went into that tier. They went into that 2v4 with a support and who else was it? It was the jungler, right? No, it was Kled. Support and a top laner who's not building full damage. And they came out of it 4-for-1. That's crazy.
They're just so far ahead, and
the Baron.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look, most people on the side of Henpecks are stacking armor mostly. There is a magic resist item picked up from Rampage, but that's mostly armor just to deal with Wingnut. Then you have a magic damage threat in the mid lane, and yeah, there's 3 other AD, right? So it's 3 ADs, and then it's 1.5 AP if you consider the Morgana. She's another AP, so 2 APs.
Right.
And really, yes, you have all that armor for those other carries, but then you got this carry in the mid lane who just dishes out so much damage, and then those other carries can just finish you off.
Yeah, Luden's Namicon is just huge damage. Even just from the command attack. You'll just chunk them.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also the command dissonance to combo with that. That's just going to be straight up immediately like 200 damage or 500 damage on any target.
Yeah.
And that's including the Luden's Echo, so that's just AoE damage up the wazoo right there.
And then you'll get a good Shockwave, get a good command protect.
And then everyone is like like just like 500 HP, and I think that the other carries, while they are physical damage, that's not enough armor to save you from that.
Yeah, no, nowhere near.
And also, so I think Twitch, forsaking the Bork isn't horrible because of all the resistances being built. He needs to really be picking up a last whisper.
2-man Shockwave into Spray and Pray. They just decided to go for the 2. Healing Milk trying to defend his top laner, but not going to happen. Ultimate from Gangplank coming out as the fight tries to be re-engaged by iWormy. Wormy getting the bear trap on a chain onto Uggalass, and it's on a rope. Jeez. I can't even get the name right. It was right in front of me. The animation even has a rope. Come on.
What did you say?
On a chain.
On a chain?
Yeah, it's Pimp Kled, Wait, no, chains haven't been a thing since, like, forever.
I don't know if Wingnut needed to heal that. I think Wormy was fine.
Well, I mean, at this point...
Wormy has, like, 800 HP, and the heals for 270.
Yeah.
And he already took the tower shot, so he would have had 500-ish HP left at least. I think he was okay.
Probably. At this point, it's a question of how much it matters,
I know he was
though.
okay, but I think that he should have known he was okay.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, we're just nitpicking at little things right now. This is a
big thing we can nitpick at.
Wait, okay, maybe this is actually a throw.
Yeah, going in without vision,
minor
bad. He's going to get killed here, and it looks like Wormy's going to be followed up with his death, or he got out How did they not... All right.
He mounts it up. I don't know exactly
He did, but they didn't, immediately go onto him. I think Rampage should have just straight up flash taunted. because they were all within
Yeah,
the area.
Well, they got a kill on the Zinzao. I mean, that's something.
That's still something. I don't.
The gold lead is only 10k. Last game it ended at around 13k, right?
Yeah.
13k was a point where I noted it. I don't think that's where it ended. It probably ended much larger
No, it probably
than that,
ended at like
but-
20. Ooh. Ugaless taking a lot of damage. Stand
Oh,
United
the
coming out, and
strength
Wingnut is
point
just
blank.
going crazy in the backline. But he's playing tank Twitch right now. It's not healthy for him. But it doesn't look like it's healthy for the enemy team either. Ugaless barely surviving there. Next Emin is 1v1ing the Shen. And he's going to be taken out by Westlars. It's a 2-for-2. The most successful fight yet. And feels Bardman actually taking out Infinite Rampage. Shockingly, Weslar's going to have to run away from Kled's ultimate there. Not the cleanest of fights. Wingnut is getting a little too confident with his gold lead. And he's going for a third Zeal item?
Yeah, he went point blank and 3. Wait, he'll overcap on crit. There is possibly going to be a new keystone where if you overcap on crit, you get bonus stats or something. Is that it? Or no, it's CDR. So not even prepping for the new keystone.
Unfortunate.
I don't know about that one.
I
mean,
want to say it would
Static
give more
Shift
raw
stacks
damage
better.
than like Bork, but it wouldn't.
Yeah, he'd be better off going for a Last Whisper here. If he wanted to, he could maybe like instead of going for Runons, like the Static Shiv comboed with the Rapid Fire isn't a bad combo. Although I think Twitch likes the Runons much more. But
He's trying to build around
I
his
don't-
playstyle instead of play
I
around
don't
his build.
like that really.
Because what he's doing is he's trying to go in frontline as Twitch and then just open fire and immediately kill the squishies. And then all he has to deal with
he'd
is
be
the
better off
tanks.
just going for just the. I mean, I think Last Whisper will help him kill him more because the Ninja Tabby on the Lucian. That's the only other squishy besides the GP who does not really have resistances, but yeah,
Or
I don't know.
Even
I'm not
lifesteal.
a fan of the Quadra crit build, personally. I think it's a little overkill.
Just a team.
Some lifesteal would be really nice for him right here, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying, because you're already doing enough damage. You're just dying before you
Yeah.
can keep doing it.
Yeah, so I don't know. They're just taking their time, and I mean, maybe there's like if they lose one massive fight, there could be a potential swing, but no tower is taken out right now.
Yeah.
From none of D-Boyz towers, like Team Henpecks they're kind of being just choked out right now, and there's some kills going over, which makes it look like there's a chance. It's a 12k gold lead now.
Yeah, it's not
It's
looking
getting
pretty.
to that 13k gold lead point.
Knight's Vow coming out for Healing Milk, though. Ooh, Ugaless getting a little bit low. Solar Flare coming out as well as the Cannon Barrage from Gangplank, but not a whole lot going to happen from it, except for next Eminus going to have to pop the Zonias there, and Connor taking a lot of damage. Wormy coming in with his own ultimate while Wingnut just goes crazy in the backline. Infinite Rampage might be able to take out next Eminus. Not going to happen. It looks like Wormy's going down onto the backline of the enemy team. Jungle Milk gets hit by the Bear Trap on a rope. Got it that time, and he's going to get taken out by the Pocket Pistol. It's an ace!
Yeah, and that might be game as
That's almost certainly game.
yeah, Wingnut just mowed him down with Feels Bardman.
Yeah,
In
and
2 decisive games. This game a little
I think
more
this game was a lot
sloppy, I would
sloppier.
say. But definitely very decisive. I mean, you can't say it was a perfect clean game, but they took the win very decisively. You can go out of here today and you could probably say which team was better of the two in this particular show match.
yeah. And there's always still room for improvement. That's what learning fives is for, you know? Maybe they'll come back. We'll have an underdog story, you know? After the terrible first series, you know, Team Henpecks comes back and destroys in the final tournament game. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not promising that. Far be it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's going to end our show match here tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed this best of 2. There's going to be another show match tomorrow at, I believe, 9 p.m. But since I'm not sure, you know what is? the Discord and Twitter, which are both linked below in the Twitch chat. You can always follow the Twitch channel and turn on notifications if you want to be notified that way. But you know what? You do you. I've been Nibiria. I've been joined here by Tirsona. And from the both of us, we wish you have a wonderful night and enjoy the music for the next few minutes.